Picture this. You're playing on Origins. You're chilling. You just got the staff. It's upgraded and you're absolutely walking through zombies. However, you don't realize you're in this pretty suspicious looking hole, and that's who I choose to fight Eren and his Rome. Specifically, Freya, Odin, and Thor. The 3 robots made by Group 935. Why? Because these guys are cool and I want more recognition for them. Also, I was inspired by other people's videos and Reddit threads on if other franchises could survive properly. So I'm essentially just adding on to that. For this, we'll be going through categories of power, speed, durability, intelligence, and general abilities. First, we'll start with power. Freya, Odin, and Thor has been shown to be able to just about crush anything in their paths, mostly houses. So that will put them nicely on building level of destruction, or 8C for short, and I would argue that their sheer size alone will put them on highest. So large building level, capable of destroying skyscrapers. Now in scaling, I could have debatably put them on a higher scale because of the quote, which could debatably put them above the rockets that Black Ops 2 heavily damaged Earth, or above the rockets in Black Ops 3 that, while not completely vaporizing Earth, it caused enough damage to effectively remove Earth's gravitational pull, causing the planet to split. But I figured that would be stretching it a bit. I'm pretty happy with their placement. Now on to Eren and the Rumble. Your average Colossal Titan is a pretty awesome beast on its own. Berthold's Titan was able to kick a roughly 15-meter hole in the wall, and those walls were made out of other Colossal Titans that hardened and created the quote-unquote walls. And Titan hardening has been shown to be well above the likes of Raider's armor type, which is able to survive a city-wide level explosion. And the kick is considered weaker than the explosion, so you could either scale it to that or around high 8C, while Eren would also scale to that, due to being able to penetrate Raider's armor with the Warhammer Titan abilities, and he's well above that now. Also, his sheer size alone will give him a higher end, but that will mostly be with him ramming into it, because he's not doing a lot with these hands. So depending on how you interpret it, it could either be a draw or the Titans are more powerful. Next, we'll do speed. To be honest, trying to get the specific numbers for the giant robots were kind of difficult, mostly because there's not a lot of info on them outside of the games. So I had to do some digging, and I'm confident on my findings. In the map Horizon Draga, the intro cutscene shows the group piloting one of the robots, chasing and partially outrunning a military truck. After doing some digging, I'm pretty sure it's a German Opel Blitz truck with a top speed of 50 miles per hour. So I can give their walking speed about half to 25 miles per hour. While the Titans were pretty easy to get their speed, while needing to fix the plane, it's said that half a day will do, but Hanji said that 600,000 kilometers will be destroyed by that time. So doing the math, that gives us a speed of 31.07 miles per hour, but at least when walking. Though I'm pretty sure they can't, run, but that's just walking speed. How's their reflexes? Well, the Titans and Eren aren't really shown to be that flexible. Berthold is shown to mostly be reliant on his steam to ward off the scouts, and the same applies to the Rumbling Titans. Eren's even worse. His body's completely disproportionate, completely relying on his abilities for offensive means. It's honestly amazing that he can walk, while the robots are shown jumping, running, and reacting to bullets. So I think it's obvious who this goes to. Next, we'll do durability. The Giant's durability haven't really been tested that much. The limit would be having its arm blown apart by a Panzerschreck, a World War II rocket launcher, which is decent. While the Titans isn't really impressive, their skin has been shown being easily cut and pierced by ODM people. And while trying to defend themselves, Marley did bombing runs with oil cans, and while it didn't kill them, they clearly were burning from the fire, while the same explosives were shown to not even scratch Eren. And while Levi did damage him with swords when separating him from C, his limit would be the dynamite the crew used to separate his head from his body, and the rest of his body was destroyed when Armin transformed and detonated underneath him. Rocket launchers are generally more powerful than dynamite, but I'll give it to Eren since there was more of it. So the Colossal Titans lose to the robots, but the robots lose to Eren. Now to intelligence. Okay, gotta be straight. Eren wins this by default, because the robots have literally nothing to them. Maybe they could be considered average, because they seem like they're somewhat good at following orders, and that's it. While Eren was one of the best in his class, The semi-competent warrior was pretty good at manipulating people and masterminded the entire rumble, and the Titans are essentially mindless zombies, following every order Eren gives them, but this section still swiftly goes through the rumbling. Lastly, we're going on to abilities. One of the giant robot's abilities are laser eyes. This is seen in the Black Ops 3 map Jump. The player uses the dismantled head of one of these robots' laser eyes to melt the snow that covers a soda machine. Artillery fire missiles, capable of damaging a panzer, which in itself can survive a giant stomp, also making it 8C. And last but not least, their absurd size, which is said to be 1,000 feet tall, giving them a huge advantage. On to the rumbling. The Titans have regeneration and semi-immortality, in the sense of not aging, and killing them is kinda hard, being that the only way to truly kill them would be through cutting their nape or decapitation. They also have large size, being at 60 meters or 196.8 feet tall. While not as tall as the robots, still isn't that bad. Next is that they emit a lot of heat and steam, which has been compared to boiling water, so 212 degrees. Last for the normal Titans would be their huge numbers. Calx has put them all over the place, going from 400,000 to 500,000 and anywhere in between. So while the robots have a size advantage, depending on the situation and place, they are be surrounded, and by a lot too. Now on to Eren's. First would be his biological manipulation. An example would be when an old founder used his ability to make aliens immune to a virus, essentially shaping him and aliens' flesh as if they were clay, but mostly used for creating Titans. And in a creative way, Eren summoned past Titan shifters using his own body mass. Another is Hive Mind. Any and all pure Titans are under Eren's control. Memory manipulation. Founders of the past have shown to create, erase, and manipulate the entire alien race's memory. Creation of weapons and structures, such as spikes or pillars, can also be used to harden skin, but I honestly don't know if you can do that anymore, being that it's all bone now. But if you can, then that gives him extra durability. Telepathy. Eren spoke to all aliens all over the world with his mind. And finally, his absurd size. It's never stated exactly how tall Eren's Titan is, and estimations are all over the place. Some around 350 meters tall, 200 meters tall, or 100 meters tall. So I decided to do some measurements myself, and I got around 495 meters tall, which is nutty. But it makes sense, since it's the final boss of Attack on Titan, so it's fitting. Also, he can see past and future memories of Titan shifters, though I don't know how far he can go in his current form, since first, he dies, and second, there's no more Titans for years to come, so the future part could be a bit limited. Now, it's time to compare and contrast both fighters, and also where this battle is going to take place. There's essentially three choices. Either it takes place in Call of Duty verse, Attack on Titan verse, or in a plain battlefield. I'm going for Call of Duty, mostly because there's an actual in-lore reason why the rumbling just pops up in Earth in World War I. One being the Summoning Pool, an artifact that, long story short, was made by the people called the Keepers, and could essentially create and control dimensions, and gateways between dimensions, and generally any ability the writers need. So you can say that Group 935 got this item early, ran experiments, and accidentally made a bridge between them and the Attack on Titan verse, splicing their time and bringing the rumbling to Madagascar just as it's getting started. And let's just say for plot that Eren and the rumbling go straight to Germany. And Group 935 sends Freya, Odin, and Thor to stop them, since Marley's army was around the same technological level as World War I Earth, besides the Element 115 stuff. So, how does this battle go? That was a close one, but mostly due to Aaron. While the Titans and Giants were evenly matched when it came to stats, the Giants' speed, agility, and size gave them a big advantage, not to mention their range capabilities. Aaron really was the best bet for Team Titan. His abilities was a huge danger and did most of the damage to the bot, though he could really only use a few due to them only work on the aliens. Unless if you subscribe to the theory that paths could affect anyone on Earth that he chooses to connect. It still wouldn't work due to the Giants being fully robotic, so he could really only use practical abilities. Like, that was even a problem though, because the pillars had enough power to still penetrate and destroy the bots. But the same goes for him, because the bots just had to get close enough and the battle will be over. And that's exactly what we saw. The winner is Odin, Freya, and Thor.